from that short break, apology to all our viewers. We are going straight to the second interview, but hopefully tomorrow's show I'll bring you the full market survey. Although the Nigerian market is still experiencing, a bullish outing on the stock market with a lot of, jive coming here and there, a lot of happiness on Nigerian stock market. But right now we're talking about another means of making money, talking about knowledge, money, and in a hard economy. What it means is that in a challenging economy like Nigeria, knowledge can be very, very powerful asset. Transforming into knowledge money through various avenues like upskilling, knowledge-based business and strategic financing management is very, very important. Essentially, leveraging expertise, skills, and intellectual property can also help individuals and businesses to navigate around economic hardship and even strive. So joining me now is Emeka Nobis, CEO of Knowledge Money University, Port Harcourt University. Very good day to you, Mr. Emeka.
Hello, good afternoon.
All right.
Good afternoon.
All right.
Good to have you here. Thank you for having me.
Exactly. So let's get the ball rolling on understanding knowledge money in a hard economy. Can you take us through what knowledge money is all about?
Okay, just as the name implies, knowledge money is money that is made from knowledge. So every one of us, we have our talents, we have our gifts, we have experiences that we have garnered over the years that can be very utilizable and can be useful for someone else. So in simple terms, people are paying you money to be able to tap into the wisdom that you have garnered over the years as a result of the experience, the expertise, the utilization of your talent. That's basically in a nutshell what knowledge money is all about. So let's use you for example. You have been so great at hosting different individuals to be on your show, right? Somebody else will say, okay, I want to start out hosting individuals on my show, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to invite people. I don't know how to have those sessions. I don't know how to curate the questions. Can you put me through the process to do this? And if you have a documented process that can help the individual to be able to set up and be able to do exactly what it is that you're doing, but in their own spheres of endeavor, then if you charge that individual to be able to offer your wisdom to that individual, what you've done and what you've collected is, in a nutshell, what knowledge money is all about. Simple.
And you really made it so simple to the point that using me an illustration is quite very interesting. And now, talking about knowledge money, the way you put it, is there anything, even though you are using me as an example, as a media person, as a broadcast journalist, as a critical example of what knowledge money could come, but are there other ingredients that comes with it?
When you talk about ingredients, the ingredient that comes with it, basically, when I put individuals through the process, we already have a process which we use at the Knowledge Money University that we have. The first thing is understanding the fact that you've got knowledge that someone else needs. Knowledge that has come as a result of expertise, of mastery of your talent. That is the fundamental. Being clear on what it is that the individual can tap from you as knowledge. Secondly is to be able to put that out there in this space, so people cannot know if you're existing except that you show that you're existing. All right. Nobody knows a silent expert. So what it means that you've got to be able to curate knowledge, curate content that will make people to know that you're existing. Before, in the past, how people get to know that a company or an organization is existing is if they pay for radio time or if they pay for TV time. But now in our time, creating content is now very, very simple. So you can actually utilize your smartphone and your social media to be able to get out there and people will know that you're existing. That's the second point. The third point is to be able to curate this experience into something that someone can utilize and pay for. So for example, books, ebooks, courses, webinars, and so forth. So when you are able to put all these processes and your wisdom into utilizable products that people can utilize, then they can pay for it, and that's how you can make money from it. So these are the elements that are within what we call knowledge money. and how you can make it if you've got knowledge or wisdom or experience that someone needs for their own transformation.
Exactly. For the transformation of people, for the transformation of individual economic livelihood, is it limited? Apart from, use my humble self as a media broadcast journalist, are there other fields that one can also emulate or use? Let me say a carpenter, a organizer, a cleaner. Can they also come into this knowledge money spectrum?
Of course they can. So I'll give you typical examples using example. I may not use those ones, but let me give you typical examples. Let's say, for example, a stay-at-home mom. Stay-at-home mom has mastered managing a household. She has mastered multitasking. She has mastered solving problems on the fly. She has mastered organizing, cooking, teaching, and all that, even budgeting. She can utilize this knowledge that she's gotten to be able to turn it into a business or side hustle that can support her lifestyle. The woman in politics, for example, her insights, her experiences that she's gotten for elections or winning elections can also be utilized, and she can go into public where she's paid for public speaking. She can write a book where people pay to read her books, right? These are the things that have the potential to inspire and to generate revenue. It could also be women who are in business, right? I'm using women now, for example, women who are in business and who are entrepreneurs, right? By virtue of them being able to manage their businesses, building very profitable businesses, they can turn those experiences, for example, an experience in invoicing, experience in managing inventory, experience in managing members of staff. They can turn all those things into consulting, into online courses that other individuals can tap into and understand how it is to manage businesses, right? Yeah, when you say someone like, okay, let me say carpenters, vulcanizers, as you have said, they also can, let's say, for example, a vulcanizer now wants to have as many vulcanizers as possible. He can transfer all the knowledge that he has gained, doing vulcanizing into a book or into an online course or into something that is consumable that he can utilize it to multiply and have as many other vulcanizers that are doing the same business that he's doing, but in different locations. He can even build a business,
All right, we're having a network freeze there, but I hope Mr. Emeka Nobis can join us back so that we can be able to extray, his point that is raising. When I ask a question about a vulcanizer, how can a vulcanizer begin to use knowledge money to impact the society? And he's giving a very concrete example of how a vulcanizer can do that. When we want more vulcanizer in our community, in our society, one vulcanizer can tap into knowledge money, write books, get into training, get into participation, engage people, and begin to bring out his wealth of experience and impact them. So in a simple form, what Mr. Emeka Nobis is saying, that knowledge money comes from your ability to also turn your skills into something that can bring in money for you. And those skills are numerous. I was just looking at my colleague here in ADB in the studio, cameramen, editors, and the rest of them, and I see a pool of resourceful individuals that, if their knowledge can also be turned into knowledge money in a way. And just like Mr. Emeka said, I'm a broadcast journalist here in ADB, and the knowledge can also be passed to others, and money can be made from it. And that's what he's trying to push out when it comes to knowledge money. Because in this current economic dispensation we have, a lot of people are complaining about their livelihood, their income is not steady anymore, they are not getting what they used to get in the past. But we can diversify our income string per se through knowledge money, and that's what Mr. Emeka Nobis is talking about. And again, I ask you one question: is it just the formal sector of knowledge? Because when we talk about broadcast journalists, a formal sector. When we talk about cameraman, it's a formal. But what about those informal sector? And that's why I call the carpentry or the carpenter. Okay, Mr. Emeka is back. Can we have you, sir? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Sorry, the network cut me off. I don't know why your network is a bit edgy. So I'm saying this thing cuts across both formal and informal. It's not just specific only for the formal sector, right? I think before the network cut me off, I was making an example with a vulcanizer. As long as a vulcanizer understands how he can take those curated experiences of his and put it into consumable formats. He can even establish a franchise of vulcanizing. He can, I mean, instead of, let's say, for example, he wants to get young individuals to understand the business of vulcanizing and how they can build a good life based on vulcanizing, right? He can transfer his knowledge into something that they can consume. And young individuals in different parts of the country can learn from him and also start their own business. So let's say, for example, that thing that he has created, where they can watch the videos on how they can inflate tires, how they can park the tires and all that. He has put that into a series of, let's say, 10 lessons that are video, right? And then he's selling it for, say, 15,000 naira. Imagine how many young individuals, or let's say he's selling it for 5,000 naira. Imagine how many young individuals in different villages, in different parts of Nigeria that may want to start out to do vulcanizing and help their families. They can buy that. So let's say, for example, he's doing vulcanizing and maybe he makes 10,000 naira in a day from doing vulcanizing, or 15,000 or 20,000 as the case may be. So you imagine that thing he's selling for 5,000. 100 individuals buy. That's 500,000 naira that he has made in addition that can help and support the business of vulcanizing. This is just me playing around with, with figures, hypothetically, right? So that's an example. It's cost across. The beauty of the knowledge economy is the fact that it is now democratized, right? Democratized in the sense that both those who have gone through the walls of the university and those who have not gone through the walls of the university can actually participate in the knowledge economy. That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. Now, talking about participation, most of our youth who are complaining about no job after graduation, even those that finish from secondary school, still looking out to get one or two things to be doing. Well, how can we bring them to this platform so that we can ensure that they also have opportunity to have this knowledge of economy into themselves? So what do you think about youth participating in knowledge economy?
Yes, of course. I mean, based on what we are doing on Knowledge Money University and the things that I've been in this since 2010, all right? Full 2010, I was working in the oil servicing company, and then I resigned in 2016 to fully focus on this. So I've been like in this since 2010. Thankfully for you bringing me here, and a lot of individuals working now, they have heard about me, they have heard what we are doing, and this is one way that they can come on the platform, isn't it? We are using as many outlets as possible: social media, gatherings, one-on-one conversations. Every Saturday we are going to different events. We are thriving on their platforms to share with individuals who have gathered on the essence of them embracing the knowledge economy. So this is basically what we are doing. When you hear somebody else, and tell someone else, and I'm thankful and grateful for the ADBN for this conversation. A lot of individuals will now listen and hear us, and that's how they can also spread the news and more and more. And this is not just for the youth alone. In the Knowledge Money University that we run, we've had individuals, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-something-year-olds individual, retired principals, retired experts. They are all, they're there and they're learning how, now that they're retired, what can they do with their lives. They can take the experiences that they have gained by working in an organization for 35 years, and now they can make money, they can speak, they can write books that they can sell, they can create courses that they can sell, they can do consulting based on their experiences over the years. So that's how we are pushing what we're doing. We're just about 2 years old, since I started out fully, with the university, but we are spreading using Facebook ads, using influencers, using platforms like yours that we're having conversations, using podcasts, and a lot of advertorials that we are doing. So gradually, a lot more individuals will be understanding our objective, and they'll be coming so that they can be taught the process and they can make money for themselves.
Exactly. And I'm talking about advertising. The ADBN is open for partnership with people like you, because one of the key things on this platform, this particular program, is how to deepen financial economy in Nigeria, how to deepen market economy in Nigeria, and also how to encourage entrepreneurial development. And that's why when I engage people like you who are making strive and showing that the economy is blossoming, I bring you on board. Now, talking about participation of youth, recently federal government of Nigeria through the Nigerian Training Trust Fund are training youth across Nigeria on how they can become entrepreneur. But in your own understanding, do you think that the government way of doing this is done to really bring youth on board? Just give us, Mr. Emeka, in 2 minutes, just help us to summarize your thoughts so that we can encourage government on the better way to bring about knowledge economy and knowledge money to Nigerians.
Well, the truth is this. I mean, the government is playing its role, but the thing is that government cannot completely exhaust it. That's why individuals like us are also on this, right? I mean, every day people are crossing from the age of 17 to 18. Every day we're having kids in the nation. People are giving birth. I can't really have the statistics in mind, but there are thousands of babies that are being born every day. And this is the news we grow. And I mean, there's individuals like us, right, who can come into the space and also help to expand and reach out to these young individuals on how they can also utilize what it is that they are being blessed and gifted with to make money for themselves. So, I mean, I applaud the government. I love what they're doing by the various schemes these are disbursed, sometimes politically motivated and all that. But at least many individuals are experiencing the fallouts and the consequences of these properly defined and executed programs. But there's a whole lot more that can be done. And for someone like me, playing in this space, I am doing my bit and my lot to be able to help as many that I can help through what we are doing at Knowledge Money University here.
Exactly. I really love your submission in that regard. And I really thought to also thank you for coming on the show. But one thing you have done successfully today is I know a lot of Nigerians must have been impacted that their skills, their knowledge can also become a source of income to them. For someone like me, which you use as an illustration, I can now see that broadcast journalists can also prepare notes and books that can be sold on how to be a successful broadcaster. All right. So thanks for coming on the show. We see more of you on Market Report ADBN. Thank you.